This program is brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Heritage House Realtors, your source for real estate in the Four Corners area for over 35 years.
A newly published report that recommends closing a number of natural surface trails has raised the ire of extreme mountain bikers. Earlier this month, the City Parks and Recreation Department and the Natural Surface Trails Advisory Committee addressed all the natural surface trails within city limits. Nearly 100 miles of dirt trails are located within city open space at Dalla Mountain Park, Ned Overend Park, Twin Buttes, and Horse Gulch. The study found a number of illegal trails built in city open space, and the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board has recommended that they be eliminated. One trail in particular, a steep technical route called Kitty Charmer on Raider Ridge, prompted dozens of protest letters from mountain bikers and hikers who wanted to see the trail remain open. But Parks and Recreation Director Kathy Metz said the proposed closures are necessary to protect the landscape and to comply with the conditions set forth in the conservation easements that created the open space in the first place. The La Plata Open Space Conservancy manages the open space easements in Horse Gulch, Twin Buttes, and other areas of the city. New trails must first be approved by the Conservancy Board before construction. The trails recommended for closure were built after the easements were adopted and therefore are technically illegal. They're also eroding and unsustainable.
So what we found is that now that these new trails are emerging, they're in violation of our conservation easement because they didn't exist on the property and we didn't get approval for construction.
Metz said the trails report defines what trails the city maintains and identifies where new trails may be built. The committee worked 2 years on the report, and less than 2% of the city's 100-mile trail system has been recommended for closure.
And so what we'd like to do as a land manager is to have a formalized trail system that's mapped on the city website, which it is presently, and so people know what are legal trails and sanctioned by the city, and then these other trails that emerge socially, we need to make sure that we manage them to balance those conservation values.
Mountain bikers looking for an extreme experience won't have to wait for very long before new trails are built to replace the closures. Trails 2000 announced last week that it's starting a progressive-style maintenance project on Medicine Trail in Horse Gulch. Progressive standards recommend that downhill trails be built within a downhill grade of 5 to 12% grade. Standards also include sustainable construction practices to reduce erosion and the impact on the environment. In addition to trail building on city open space, the Parks and Recreation Department also is studying the feasibility of building a bike park at Cundiff Park and another progressive trail at Chapman Hill. For more information about the city's trail report, log on to durangogov.org and click on the Parks and Recreation link.
This program is brought to you by Coldwell Banker, Heritage House Realtors, your source for real estate in the Four Corners area for over 35 years.